So I am a breast cancer. I don't say I'm a survivor, I say I'm a thriver. Because my thing is, I say to families, now is the time to bring back the good old board games that we used to play, the Ludi and the Monopoly and the Snakes and Ladders and the Scrabble.
This episode is brought to you by Hope Zoo Kingston and Office Supplies Brokers.
So, hello, hi, I'm Dr. Gabrielle Beckford. Welcome to Light Your Fire Island channel. You are watching the Ignite You series. It's a motivational and inspirational series. And today, I have a very special guest. Her name is Dr. Saphire Longmore. She is a Jamaican senator. She is a clinical psychiatrist, a mom, a breast cancer survivor, an awesome, cool person, and that's why she's here with me today. So, hi, Dr. Longmore.
Hi, Doc.
Hi.
Very nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm happy to have you. Okay. So I know, you're like this powerful woman, you're on your grind, you just, So what are two characteristics about yourself that have brought you this far in your career?
I never realized it in myself. It's actually a friend and a colleague who pointed it out to me, and she said to me, Saphire, you're a fighter. You don't ever give up. You're a fighter, and when you want something, nothing stops you from getting it. So I think that, and I've come to appreciate that there's some truth to that. That I'm very driven to do good and to do right. Yeah. A second thing about me is that it is maybe a good thing and a bad thing. With every characteristic, you have positives to it, and you can have negatives to it. But I think a lot. Sometimes I've been told that I overthink sometimes because my mind, I tend to assimilate very many dimensions of a particular issue, and that is probably because of my own personal experience or my training. So I'm kind of a global thinker, so to speak. Yeah.
That's a good thing to be,
I think so.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, thank you.
So what does a Jamaican senator do?
Well, the Senate, I'm a government senator, firstly. So the Senate is the upper house of Parliament of the Westminster system that we are a part of. You have the upper house and the lower house, which is the representatives, the members of parliaments that have been elected. The upper house, of which I'm a member, has 22 members, 13 appointed from the government side and 9 appointed from the opposition side. And we are primarily a legislative body that oversees all rules, all laws that are being written except financial laws, money laws. We don't deal with money laws.
That's weird.
I think it's just a matter of the system and the structure of how because there's so much checks and balances that happens in the lower house. If you notice, that's why the Minister of Finance is such a prominent member of the cabinet, because it is a very critical area of government and such and such. We have to pass the laws, but we don't alter financial laws. But all other laws have to come through us, and we vet them. We ensure that they're legislatively correct. We also can make suggestions and amendments, etc., before they're passed officially into law.
Okay.
And we can also raise issues as what we call a private member's motion.
Yeah.
So if there's an outstanding matter or issue that we find personally significant, we can bring it to the floor and say, okay, here it is. Yeah. This is an issue that we would not want to see something addressed and done about, and a law written around.
Okay. So I just learned something.
That's a good day already.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
If you learn one thing per day.
Yes. Yes,
Good
I
day.
I didn't know it was like, that critical or that, detailed.
It's very heavy stuff. It's
Yeah.
very heavy stuff.
Well,
It's not light matters.
congratulations on being reappointed. Then,
Thank you. Thank you. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Because
Yeah.
Jamaica just had another election recently in September. So, yeah, she was reappointed to the Senate. Yes. So, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So, I know you're like very passionate about breast cancer,
I wonder why.
survivors or drugs. So, I think you're on a project to get more breast cancer drugs be covered by the National Health Fund.
Well,
How has that been
the
going?
project. Wow. All right. So I am a breast cancer. I don't say I'm a survivor. I say I'm a thriver. Because my thing is, it's about thriving. It's not just surviving.
Oh yes, yes, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that.
And when I was going through the throes of my treatment, knock on wood, I was fortunate to have the resources to afford the treatment, very expensive, extensive treatment because of the type of cancer that I had. And breast cancer can be one of three, the tumor. Well, a cancer is basically your normal body's repair process going awry, the normal growth process going crazy, and that's essentially a cancer. That's why you can have it anywhere in your body, because your body grows.
Yes.
And it can have protein markers, and breast cancer can be one of three protein markers, or it can have no markers at all. So it can be estrogen positive, progesterone positive, or what we call HER2 positive, which is human epidermal receptor positive. Those are the protein markers.
Guys, she is a medical doctor and a clinical psychiatrist, so that's why she knows all those things. Yes, go on.
Yeah.
Go on, yes.
And or you can have no markers. And essentially the most aggressive breast cancer is the HER2 positive. You can have combinations of the odds. So you can have HER2 positive and estrogen positive, or so and so. The HER2 was or is the most aggressive, most rapidly spreading, has the highest mortality rate, if that's death rate, if not treated, and that's the one that I had. So my treatment was very aggressive and very intense. And I had colleagues both at my job at the University of the West Indies in the Department of Psychiatry that I will be forever grateful for their level of support that they gave me. They allowed me to deal with what I needed to deal with personally, and were not putting work pressure, and I'm significantly grateful for them.
Yeah.
My colleagues in the Senate at the time, both on the government side and the opposition, they banded together and they gave me great support. And I was still able to present and contribute to the work in the Senate. And at that time, every year or so, you get a chance as a senator to contribute to the State of the Nation debates, where you present or you just basically reflect on some of the issues that are happening in the society, some of the policies and such, make suggestions, criticize, analyze, etc. And in 2018 it was, for my State of the Nation debate, my presentation, I highlighted the fact that at that time, there's a particular drug, very expensive drug, that can be used and is very effective in treating the HER2 positive cancers.
Yeah. What's the name of that drug?
Pertuzumab.
Okay.
Right. And that drug was made available under the NHF to patients who are in the public system, so to speak. But if you are a UE patient, you are not able to access the same drug,
Okay.
even though you may be registered for the NHF. And I found, mind you, I didn't have to use this method. I had my own private insurance that was dealing with my treatment.
Yeah.
But it was in going about and sitting there receiving my treatment, and maybe like going for a chemotherapy session and realizing that somebody who would normally be there getting their treatment is not there. And I asked why. And that's how I actually found out that the person was not able to access the drug anymore, or their private funding of the drug for the drug had run out, and they could not get it off the NHF because they were a UE patient.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this is not right. And then when I checked further, I realized that the provisions were being made to fund additional patients. So So the funding allocation for this drug administration to these cancer patients was made to allocate for a certain amount of patients to be able to access it. And it was being underutilized, and still persons were being blocked from accessing it from UA. And so I brought it to the fore. I used the forum of my State of the Nation presentation to bring this, because I thought it was, this thing meant lives, literally. It literally can save your life. And I'm happy to say that subsequently it was addressed, and the persons from the university hospital were then able to access the drug. And last I checked, at least 8-9 patients have had access to the drug since my intervention. Wow. And that is 8-9 lives that I know were definitely extended or saved. So
definitely saved.
I'm very glad that I made that effort. And
you need advocates, you need people to
and sometimes it's only when you go through it yourself that you actually become aware of it, because if I wasn't in the circumstance, I would never have known about this particular issue, and if I wasn't in the position to bring it to the fore, those persons would still not have been able to access the drug.
That's a nice story.
I've come to appreciate. You always hear about the gift of giving and how significant it is to give. And it is so very true that it's not the person who receives the gift who actually feels only the sense of wellness from it. But the act of giving and the act of being able, when you recognize that somebody, like people constantly, maybe you have people constantly hitting you up for money, or maybe just to support this, just to support that. I mean, I get it a lot. And sometimes I just step back, and within my own limits, you give and you give, but you step back and you say, you know what, I'm just grateful that I'm in a position that I am able to. I'm just grateful that I'm able to actually help somebody who is in a dire state. You know, and for me, it's no effort, because when you give, you will receive. And that's the good karma about it.
Yes, I agree. So, another issue. Do you like, animals and the environment?
Well, we are here at the Hope Zoo.
Yes, we're shooting at Hope Botanical Gardens at Hope Zoo.
Yes. Of which I have been, since its renovations, I've been a part of the board. I'm one of the board members. Mr. Benjamin is a great personal friend, but I also admire his advocacy for nature and things natural and the animal world. I myself, I grew up on a farm. You're a farm girl too? I'm a farm girl.
You're a farm girl?
Yeah, man, I'm a farm girl.
Yep. You know, I am a farm girl too, right?
There you go. Yes. Which part of Jamaica are you from?
Well, horse farms.
Oh yes, there you go. Well, I grew up on my father's farm in Clarendon. I happen to have one right next door to it now that I'm very eager about. That's my little pet peeve now that I'm working to develop. But yeah, I grew up on 10 acres that had cows and goats and ducks and chickens.
And you ran in the dirt barefoot and...
Well, I climbed trees. I mean, I used to ride the bulls when I was a child. Yes.
The calves or the actual bulls?
Actual bulls. We had a pet one that, we called him Bubba. And Bubba was a black pole, those without the horns, but very sweet soul. And yeah, I remember as a child, as a 9-10-year-old,
Thank God for poor Bubba.
Oh my gosh,
Bubba still alive?
No, Bubba.
Well,
Bubba had to go at some point.
Daddy
didn't tell us when, but I'm sure Bubba went at some point. But yeah, I have a passion for animals and the environment. My colleague in the Senate, Senator Samudo, that's his main portfolio. In the Senate, you kind of get an allocation, so to speak, of certain areas that you focus on. So for me in the Senate, it is clearly health issues, gender issues, and I also pay, because of just my natural interest to, I give some amount of attention to issues dealing with children. But the environment, I mean, it's in capable hands, and we confer with Matthew in terms of even like the plastic bag, the ban on plastics, etc., etc. But I personally, the environment is who we are. I think as the most evolved species, human beings have a responsibility to see to the preservation of our earthly home and the preservation of the lesser species. It's almost like it's the responsibility of being the most evolved. You take care of the ones who are not at the level that you are at. I'm sure if it were the lions that developed the prefrontal cortex to have the level of thinking and capabilities, I'm almost sure they would see to the rest of the species, the other animals around being preserved. And I think it is something that human beings have a responsibility for. And of course, our earth. I engage a lot with the environment. I'm big on the sea. I swim, I love to snorkel, I scuba dive. So the reefs and the underwater life is very important to me. And like even since seeing what how the reefs have recovered a bit, and it is wonderful to see it under there. So for me, yeah, definitely something that I throw my weight, whatever I can behind.
You're a saint in my book.
Well, I know your passion. You work in your passion, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, trust me, I like the fact that you're serious and actually dedicated to looking after the animals and their environment. We can't neglect it.
No,
we can't.
No.
Yes, they do play an important role to our existence, literally.
Without it, we wouldn't be around.
Yes.
And the sooner we appreciate that message, the better. Yeah.
What is your favorite outdoor activity?
My favorite outdoor activity?
Out of all of those, you know.
I would probably say snorkeling and maybe scuba. I really love the water.
Fishing? You do fishing?
Yes, I fish too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man, I do fish. Yeah. I'm kind of, because I'm now getting back into some of my other physical, I haven't gone through my treatment and my body going through what it went through. I'm slowly building back up into some of the other physical things that I used to do. So I'm getting back into my cycling and playing lawn tennis. And that's a big part of it. And what I look forward to and why I enjoy those, which I'm now also doing with my sons, is that I'm doing these things with them. They're old enough that they're able to go with me and to do that with me. So I'm really looking forward to when I can really play a good game of tennis with them, you know. But no, they come along with me when we snorkel, and it is absolutely wonderful. And they have especially the older one, he really loves the water.
How old are they now?
7 and 8.
Okay. Getting big then.
Oh yeah, they're getting there.
You getting scared that they're growing too fast?
Oh my gosh, sometimes some of the things that they come to me with, I'm like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Like, you know, and you expect them to, because all right, so I'm very grounded in who I am, and I can be argumentative and stuff, and then you realize that they learn quickly in terms of being argumentative.
Oh, so they copying mommy.
So when I hear them throwing back arguments at me, as in like in defense of their position, I'm like, hold up, you're not supposed to reach that stage yet. You know, you're supposed to still be doing what I'm saying without question. No, I'm getting it. And they're, but mom, I'm like, why? What did I do?
Yeah.
What did I do? You know? But yeah, they're growing fast, and that's what I hear.
I have a little niece there. I love her. Like, but she know how she have a mouth on her. You know, she has a mouth.
How old is she?
She's 5. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, and the girls. Let me tell you, there is a difference between the girls and the boys now. There's no question about that. There is a difference between the girls and the boys, and you do see different things at different stages. So yeah, man, a 5-year-old girl she will defend herself.
You want a girl, or you ever miss, you know, wanting a girl?
Yeah, because you know, I mean, me being who I am, it would be nice to have a little girl, but I'm happy with my boys.
Okay.
And I always say, well, hopefully these 2 boys will bring women into my life.
Yes.
So, you know that
they will.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will bring, you know, nice people into your life.
I'm sure.
about the outdoor stuff, right? What do you, as a psychiatrist, I can't stand what's going on with the pandemic, right?
Oh,
I'm stressed.
yeah.
But they say we should stay indoors. We can't go outdoors. What should we do?
Well, I mean, I should tell you that a lot of what I'm talking about is mostly before all of this and stuff, but I am also measured because you have to get exercise. Exercise is a good way to deal with it. One of the main things. Okay, so my whole response, first and foremost, you got to get your body geared. You got to get your body ready to fight infection. And one of the best ways to do that is to build your immunity, right? And I'll go a little bit into that later on. This is a message that I put out there. Build your immunity, exercise, and rest, recoup. And of course, get into your spiritual health also, your oneness. For me, spirituality is very different from religion. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm still finding my way with respect to religion. But in terms of your immune building, the natural things that we have, the vitamin C's, the vitamin D, and zinc in particular, have been shown to be very effective in staving off not just 19, but other types of causes, etc., etc.
I use Baker zinc.
There you go. Right. And not only does it kind of reduces your chances of infection, but it also reduces the severity. If you do get infected, it reduces the severity of the illness. So immune boosting with your turmeric, your ginger, your lime, all your fresh herbs, excuse me, all of those natural organic substances that we can find and consume. Exercise, whether it be outdoors or indoors, just keeping that heart rate up for an extended period of time, very critical. And of course, like I said, getting adequate sleep, adequate rest. Well, with the curfew and etc., that is kind of almost guaranteed that you should kind of slow down.
Not what if we sleep too much? Like, that's the problem.
Well, you have to get into the discipline.
We're indoors, so you're bored. Sometimes you don't feel like just walking to the veranda again for the fourth time
You
today.
have to also get down into
And then you go
yourself,
and
because
sleep.
you may have personal goals and objectives that you have always wanted to get to, but you never had the time.
Yeah.
You have the time now. Some persons have delved into doing some online career enhancement, some course, some further study, whatever, maybe getting further in depth in what it is that they're already doing. I say to families, now is the time to bring back the good old board games that we used to play, the Ludi and the Monopoly and the Snakes and Ladders and the Scrabble and so forth. Get off of the screen so much, Get more creative, do things together. I mean, have a paint night one night, have a cooking night one night, and involve the family and develop that type of interaction where it is not just about leaving your home or engaging in a screen or technology to enhance those family bonds. There are creative ways that we can do it. There's no question that it is a difficult adjustment. And for some persons, the anxiety really is very real. Take it from me, I'm in the field. But you also have to recognize that you probably need to seek help. You need to get some level of intervention, whether it be from your support directly around you, family and friends, whether it be church, whether it be professional, but also getting to know yourself and when you might be hitting a point of concern, So yeah, it's about building self-awareness and also setting personal goals and objectives for yourself. Yeah.
I want to learn Spanish.
No. Hey,
And
have time on your hands.
I want to get better at tennis. Yeah.
Sorry, my phone is buzzing off. Yeah, don't worry.
Can you teach me how to play tennis better?
Sure. Let's book a court and let's get it done.
All right. I will hold you to that,
Sure.
By the way, you're going to travel anywhere after this with your family? Like, what's the first place
Oh
that
my
you want
gosh,
to go to?
I tell you, the lack of travel has been an adjustment. But, I am also happy to see that we can encourage more staycations and more tourism intra Jamaica rather than outside. So I think again with everything else there may be opportunity when we think that such has been removed from us. It's for us to get creative with it.
What's your favorite place to travel to?
My favorite place to travel to. Oh my God, that's a hard question too. I like different places for different things. I can tell you that one of the places that I want to travel to, and I would hope to travel to post all of this, is New Zealand. I love New Zealand.
Because of the activities, right?
Because of the topography. I think just the space. One of my favorite movies is Avatar. It was filmed there.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just the child in me who would love to go into something that I have in my head. But it's also what I gather of the people and the society is one that I think that I would like and enjoy. Yeah.
For me, it's mostly like the fun that I would have there, not the people. Like the landscape.
Right.
They have the they have the most extreme activities there, right? Like the biggest swings, the biggest bungee jumps, the biggest.
Yeah, like it's a land of adrenaline. It can be there can be some adrenaline access there. Yeah. I used to do stuff like that too. Who knows? Maybe I'll get back to it. But yeah, I mean, travel for me is. There are many gems out there. Many gems out there for many reasons. But that is what is fascinating about Jamaica.
Yes, where in Jamaica is your best place to go?
Oh my gosh.
You don't have to feel scared at all.
No. It's I mean the classics. Everybody loves Portland. There are different places and different properties elsewhere. Treasure Beach, St. Anne's, you know, Discovery Bay. So many.
Where
so
you
many.
tend to snorkel?
Mostly off the coast, the north coast, but for me the safest waters is outside of Turtle Towers.
Where is that? St. Anne's?
Between just outside of Ocherous before you get to what's this name there now? Port Morant Bay. Not Morant Bay, yes? Port Maria. Right.
Yeah. So, Doc, if I look into your eyes anymore, I'm going to ask you this question. So, it was very nice having you on the show. Again, you know, this is Ignite You, where we
Light that fire.
Yes, where we bring people on, you know, that will inspire and motivate us to just be better people. And I'm so glad that Dr. Saphire Longmore joined us today.
I'm very happy to have been here. Very happy to have been here. We're doing this one.
Yes.
Like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow Light Your Fire Island on social media.